If you love the refreshing taste of a classic tropical drink, you're gonna love these Pina Colada Popsicles. This recipe takes everything you enjoy about that smooth, creamy pineapple and coconut flavor combination and transforms it into a cool, frozen treat that's perfect for hot days, backyard gatherings, or any time you want something light and refreshing. What makes these popsicles special is how simple and natural they are. We're using real pineapple for that bright, juicy flavor, combined with rich coconut milk to give these popsicles a smooth, creamy texture. A little bit of sweetness brings everything together, creating a balanced flavor that's not too heavy, not too icy, and not overly sweet. Just clean, tropical goodness in every bite. These are the kind of popsicles that feel like a mini vacation. Each bite has a fresh pineapple tang, followed by a mellow coconut finish, giving you a classic pina colada vibe without needing a blender full of ice or a glass in your hand. And the best part is, you control exactly what goes into them. No artificial flavors, no preservatives, just real ingredients blended together and frozen into something incredible. This recipe is also incredibly versatile. You can keep it family friendly as a refreshing fruit popsicle, or you can easily turn it into an adult version with a splash of rum for that true cocktail inspired experience. Either way, the process stays simple, and the results are consistently smooth and delicious. We're going to walk you through every step from prepping the pineapple to blending everything into a silky mixture, pouring it into the molds and freezing it until it's perfectly set. By the end, you'll have a batch of homemade popsicles that not only look great, but taste like something straight out of a tropical resort. So if you're ready, bring a little sunshine into your kitchen. Let's get started with these Pina Colada Popsicles. Start by preparing your pineapple. If you're using fresh pineapple, remove the outer skin, cut away the core, and slice the fruit into small chunks. The goal here is to create an evenly sized pieces so they blend smoothly later. Fresh pineapple gives the best flavor, but frozen pineapple works just as well and can even help create a thicker mixture. Add the pineapple chunks into your blender. Make sure not to overfill it. Leave enough space for the liquid ingredients so everything blends evenly. The pineapple will be the base of your popsicles, providing both flavor and natural sweetness. Pour in the coconut milk. This is what gives the popsicles their creamy texture and that signature pina colada flavor. As it combines with the pineapple, it will mellow out the acidity and create a smooth, rich base. Add the pineapple juice. This helps loosen the mixture and enhances the tropical flavor. It also ensures the final texture isn't too thick, allowing the popsicles to freeze evenly without becoming too dense. Drizzle in the honey or sugar. This step balances the tartness of the pineapple and rounds out the overall flavor. Adjust the sweetness to your preference depending on how ripe your pineapple is. Add the vanilla extract along with a small pinch of salt. The vanilla enhances the sweetness and adds depth, while the salt helps bring out all the flavors without making the popsicles taste salty. Blend everything together until the mixture is completely smooth. You're looking for a creamy, pourable consistency with no large chunks remaining. The mixture should be thick enough to coat a spoon, but still fluid enough to pour easily into the molds. Carefully pour the blended mixture into your popsicle molds. Fill each cavity evenly, leaving a small amount of space at the top to allow for expansion as they freeze. Take your time to keep all the filling levels consistent across all the molds. Insert the popsicle sticks into the center of each mold, making sure they are straight, evenly spaced, and positioned at the same height. This step ensures the popsicles freeze uniformly and look clean and professional when removed. Place the filled molds into the freezer. Let them freeze for several hours or until completely solid. The exact time will depend on your freezer, but you want the popsicles firm all the way through before removing them. Once fully frozen, remove the popsicles from the molds. If needed, briefly run the outside of the mold under warm water to help release them easily. The popsicles should come out smooth, solid, and holding their shape. Transfer the popsicles into a sealed container or freezer bag for storage. Keeping them properly stored prevents freezer burn and keeps their texture and flavor fresh. They'll be ready anytime you want a quick, refreshing tropical treat. Now it's time for the chef notes. These Piña Colada Popsicles are all about balance, getting the perfect combination of bright pineapple flavor and smooth, creamy coconut texture. The biggest factor is how these turn out is the quality and ripeness of your pineapple. A ripe pineapple will give you natural sweetness and strong tropical flavor, which means you won't need to rely heavily on added sugar. If your pineapple is slightly underripe, you may want to increase the sweetener just a bit to balance out the tartness. One of the key elements in this recipe is the coconut milk. Full fat coconut milk will give you a richer, creamier popsicle with a smoother mouthfeel, while light coconut milk will result in a slightly icier texture. If you want a more indulgent result, stick with full fat. If you're aiming for something lighter, the lower fat version still works, just a different texture. The texture of the blend, it is another important detail. You want the texture completely smooth before pouring it into the molds. Any large chunks left behind can create uneven freezing or a slightly grainy texture. Take the time to blend thoroughly so you get that clean, creamy finish in every bite. Sweetness is something you can easily adjust. Honey adds a subtle depth and pairs really well with the coconut, while regular sugar keeps the flavor more neutral and lets the pineapple stand out. You can even swap its alternatives like agave or maple syrup, depending on your preference. But keep in mind that each will slightly change the flavor profile. If you're making the adult version, a small amount of rum can be added for that classic pina colada feel. Just be careful not to add too much. Alcohol lowers the freezing point, which can prevent the popsicles from setting up properly. A light splash is enough to bring in the flavor without affecting the texture. When filling your molds, consistency matters. Keep each cavity filled to the same level. Ensures all the popsicles freeze at the same rate. Also make sure your sticks are centered and straight. This isn't just about looks, it also helps keep the popsicles hold their shape when you remove them. Freezing time will vary depending on your freezer, but patience is key. If you try to remove them too early, they may break or not release cleanly. Let them freeze completely solid for best results. If you have trouble removing them, a quick rinse under warm water will loosen them without melting the popsicle itself. For storage, transfer the popsicles to a sealed container is the best way to maintain freshness. This prevents ice crystals from forming and keeps them tasting just as good as they did when they were first made. Properly stored, they'll last for weeks in the freezer, making them a great make-ahead treat. These popsicles are also very customizable. You can add small pineapple chunks for texture, blend in shredded coconut for extra coconut flavor, swirl in coconut cream for a layered effect, add lime zest for a brighter citrus-forward finish. At the end of the day, this is a simple recipe that delivers big flavor. It's refreshing, versatile, and easy to make, but with just enough detail and technique to elevate it into something that feels special. Whether you're making these for yourself, your family, or a summer gathering, they're guaranteed to be a hit. And there you have it. Smooth, creamy, tropical Pina Colada Popsicles made right at home. Simple ingredients, easy steps, and a final result that tastes like a frozen vacation in every bite. These popsicles are a perfect example of how a few fresh ingredients can come together to create something really special. You get that bright, refreshing pineapple flavor balanced with the rich creaminess of coconut, all frozen into a treat that's light, satisfying, and incredibly refreshing. Whether you're making these for a hot summer day, a backyard get-together, or just to keep something homemade in the freezer, they're always a great option to have on hand. What I really like about this recipe is how flexible it is. You can keep it simple and family friendly, or you can take it a step further and turn it into an adult style popsicle with a little splash of rum. You can adjust the sweetness, experiment with texture, or even add your own twist to make it your own. Once you get the base down, the possibilities really open up. If you enjoyed this recipe, make sure to save it so you can come back to it anytime. And if you give it a try, let me know how it turned out. I always like hearing how these recipes come together in your kitchen. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the rest of the popsicle series for more easy, refreshing recipes you can make at home. Thanks for watching Cooking with Rod, and I'll see you in the next recipe.